That happened a long time ago. That was years ago. Why can't you just get over it? These are some of the common things that trauma survivors hear every single day from well meaning friends and family members when they go to bring up perfectly reasonable questions and concerns about things that happened in the past that were either abusive or hurtful or harmful in some way. And yet, everybody wants to put it on you to just get over it. Why aren't you over it already? And if time healed all wounds, or whatever the saying is, then you would be over it, wouldn't you? Unless trauma and abuse are not healed by time, but by safe, supportive relationship and connection. What if you can't get over it because nobody's seen you where you are? Nobody stopped to say, hey, this thing happened and I'm sorry. This thing happened, you know what? That wasn't right. And yet, people seem to always be centering the abuser, centering the person that caused harm and saying, well, they're not causing harm now. When if they won't come to the table to sit down next to you and say, yeah, I did that. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, that wasn't right. If they can't do that, then they are still causing and perpetuating harm. And yet it's the very people around us who say they care about us that tell us to just get over it. The problem is that these things live within communities that don't support each other and within bodies that have not had safe, supportive templating, i.e. co-regulation, a safe, supportive templating of what it feels like to be in relationship with people who are safe. And so if you don't know what that feels like, then you start to blame yourself. You start to think, well, maybe I should be over it. Maybe it was a long time ago. Maybe I'm the problem. And this is why we continue to see trauma survivors, childhood trauma survivors, suffer so much, because all of the things that happened, all of the abuse, all of the pain just gets put right back on you, and you're told to just accept it. But really what you're being told is to stuff it down. And if you watched the video last week, we talked about somatic repression. So you somatically repress all the accountability that you're really asking for, and you begin to slowly lose yourself within the somatic repression. So you not only repress your truth, but you repress your joy. You repress the very things that light you up in the world. And then you begin to lose access to the energetic expression of all that you are. And these are the small and big everyday things that happen that keep us stuck in these cycles. I'm a big fan of somatic work, and the process by which I work is called somatic remembrance. And it's about remembering who and what you are and what lights you up inside. When we talk about trauma recovery, we're not simply talking about no longer feeling this suffering that you've lived with for so long. It's also about remembering the joy that you have access to, and opening and re-remembering all that you were before you were told to tamp down and suppress the very things that are your truth. So if you're unable to own the truth of the abuse that you went through, of course it's difficult to own the truth of what you want to do with your life, or the truth of the hobby that you enjoy, or the career that you want to follow, or the person you want to date and be with. Because at the heart of this somatic repression is the tamping down of truth. And when you tamp down on one truth, you tamp down on all truth. And so it's going to be difficult to access, do I like this person? Do I love this person? Or am I just with this person because I need to be validated in some way? And that validation is someone outside myself to validate that it's okay that I said this thing or felt this way or acted this way. When really all of that comes from within yourself. And so the process of somatic remembrance is coming to a place of energetic expression within you so that you can remember who you were before trauma told you who to be, and the people around you told you to get over it, and the family members told you it wasn't that bad. The thing about survivors is oftentimes you tamp down on discomfort because there's this, well, it's not that bad. They have it worse than me. I don't have it that bad. When really you're just taking on the shape and the words and the consciousness and the energy of those around you who said, hey, we need you not to tell the truth because we're uncomfortable. And you have been living in that ever since. And by the process of somatic remembrance, you can begin to unlock and come into the place of the energetic expression rather than the somatic repression. Just like we need to breathe in, we also need to breathe out. And for so long, you've been waiting to exhale. You have been waiting to exhale because everybody around you is saying, keep it in. It's not safe for you to do that here. It's not safe for you to feel that here. And then we wonder why we don't know what we like or what we want. One of the things that a lot of my clients, when they first start working with me, I notice that they say, I don't know. Like the amount of times I've heard, I don't know. But the uncovering and remembering is a part of the process. It's a part of the process and understanding that you've always known. You have just been gaslit. Yeah. You have just been gaslit into believing that what you do know is wrong. And everyone around you is too uncomfortable to sit in the truth of what did happen, what was said. And sometimes they don't remember that, right? And so recognize that your truth deserves to be heard and seen and felt and understood. And that's what we do here at the Trauma Doula. And that's what somatic remembrance is about. It's about being seen, heard, and understood in all the ways that people told you to somatically repress your truth and your absolute being. A lot of times it was your existence, because your existence was coming out with the truth of what happened and what people said and the abuse that happened, that you have to simply go away because you weren't welcome in the rooms that you were in. Not all of you, maybe some of you, maybe the part that could be productive, maybe the part that could do something for someone else, maybe the part that could caretake somebody. But you simply existing as you are was either too much or quote unquote not enough. Usually if they're saying not enough, it means that you're absolutely positively everything, and your presence is here and beautiful and amazing, and the you're not doing enough is usually just projection. But that's the thing, is when childhood trauma survivors are gaslit so much, they tend to turn that gaslighting onto themselves. When they're projected on so much, they tend to turn the projection on themselves and claim it as their own. You turn around and claim the projections of other people as your own because you were gaslit so much that you started to believe the lies your abuser told you. If you're with me, if you hear me, like this video, follow along for more. Peace.